Hey everyone, A League of Their Own back with another video. I've recently gotten back from Tigers spring training in Lakeland, Florida. Now this year was a little bit different in that I wasn't there for any games. I was there basically right at the beginning of spring training. So for the Tigers, pitchers and catchers had to report on February the 11th, so I was there for that. And then I was also there for when position players had to report. So that was on February the 16th, with the first full squad workout being on the 17th. So it was really cool to be able to go to spring training early this year. I have to say that the Tigers signed fantastic. All of the players were incredibly nice, very laid back, and very generous with their time and with signing. And it was an incredible experience. Probably my favorite time ever going to spring training. I've gone for the last 5 years, and this time definitely took the cake. The difficulty when games start, at least at the Tigers spring training complex, is that security has gotten a lot more strict. So normally if the Tigers are playing an away game, the regular players will stay back. You know, the Tigers used to open up the stadium and fans could go in and watch their batting practice, and that is no longer the case because of the stricter security measures. So if a person is interested in going down for autographs, it makes it a lot more difficult. However, security was pretty good this year with allowing access to the back practice field, and it was an amazing experience. So my previous high with getting autographs at spring training, it was 58, which I was super happy about. Now, this year, I shattered that record with the autograph total being 239. So that was beyond anything that I was expecting. My best day for autographs, my total was 42. And then my least best day was 9 autographs, which is still something that I was very happy about. It rained in particular on that day. And normally I'm one that could stick it out, but it was an absolute downpour and even I had to call it quits. So I'm excited to get into the recap. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to go through all 239 autographs at once. We would be here for way too long. So I'm going to turn this into a little spring training series. So I hope that everyone enjoys it. I'm really excited to share all of these signatures with you. If there's any particular cool story, and don't worry, there are a few, I'm going to share them when that particular card comes up. So let's get things started here. This is a card signed by Detroit Tigers pitcher Franklin Perez. So Perez was part of the trade where we got rid of Justin Verlander to the Astros. So this particular card is numbered to 150 right there. Nice looking piece from Franklin Perez. So as you guys know, I was really excited this year about the Tigers prospects. So this pitcher is one of those prospects that I was really excited for. This is former Detroit Tigers first round pick Matt Manning. So love Matt Manning. I'm expecting really big things from him. This is his pro debut. So this is orange, numbered to 25, 16 of 25 right there. So in the past, they were saying that Manning was personalizing for people. He never personalized anything for me. So really, really cool. Really nice guy as well. There will be some cool stories about Matt Manning that I will share too as we move along. Now, this run of cards is really cool. So again, this has to do with Matt Manning. I love this card. This is his Heritage Minor League card when he was on the Whitecaps. Nice looking card there. And then this was a Christmas present that my brother gave me, not this past Christmas, the year before. And this is also his heritage, but this one is the blue, and it's numbered to 99. So he signed that really nice there. I've never gotten Matt Manning before. Again, normally I go later into spring training, so the access to the minor league players, you can't get back there. So with being able to be a part of the full camp, 14 of 99, it did allow me access to the prospects, which is what I was really looking forward to this year. So I love this one, especially because Kyle got it for me. And then to finish that heritage run of Mannings, this one will look similar to the first card that I showed you, but what's different about this one is that it is actually the Topps Vault 1 of 1, and it came with its certificate of authentication. So I thought that was really cool to have that little run of Matt Manning signed heritage there. So really cool part of the collection. And then I wanted another Topps Vault 1 of 1. I was able to get this one done. The Whitecaps are the low A affiliate in the Tigers system. This is his Erie Seawolves heritage card. So this is the Tigers double A affiliate. Nice looking pose of Manning there. This is also the Topps Vault 1 of 1. So nice little run of Mannings there. There'll be a few more Mannings to follow. I have to say that Matt signed everything that I had for him. So super, super cool. I'm really high on Matt Manning. Now, speaking of another Tigers pitcher, he was the 2018 first overall pick in the draft, which happened to go to the Tigers. Love this guy. So, little bit of a backstory. There was this lady, we were up against the fence, and the Tigers were doing their warm-ups, and the Tigers general manager, Al Avila, came through, and she was basically saying how she was disappointed that none of the Tigers were coming through to the area that they allowed fans access to, and she was explaining how she came from Michigan, and this was very disappointing. Well, Al must have said something to the Tigers manager, Ron Gardenhire. So Gardenhire addressed her concerns, was trying to validate them for her, and said that he would take care of it. So some of us were, I guess, hopeful that would happen, and some others were like, okay, he's just saying the right things. Well, after the Tigers were done for practices for the day, Ron Gardenhire comes over and he said, well, look who I brought with me. And who he brought was Casey Mize, who is normally a very strict one per, but he decided to sign 2 for everyone, and he signed for everyone that was there. So incredibly nice. I thought it was a little bit interesting that lady was trying to call out management for it, but I'm certainly not going to complain. So, again, Casey Mize, incredibly generous. So I had him sign his first Bowman. Signed beautifully there. I've got one of these signs last year. It was in a recent PSA DNA reveal video. I actually gave that card to my brother, so it was nice to get one for myself there, signed really, really nice in blue. And then the other card I had him sign in keeping with the Topps Vault 1 of 1 theme. This is Casey's card. Heritage minor leagues there of him being on the Erie Seawolves. So that will go really, really nice with my Matt Manning. There's the Topps Vault 1 of 1 sticker. So love that card. Again, really nice signature. And then speaking of Tigers prospects, this was the Tigers' first pick, 5th overall this year in the draft. The Tigers are really high on this kid. He is 18 years old and hopefully a hitter that will develop well in the Tigers system. Big left-handed bat of Riley Greene. So signed on his first Bowman there. I think people were pretty shocked when Riley Greene came through. People were waiting for him, and then one day there he was, just in his blue t-shirt and sunglasses. And I have to say, Riley Greene signed for everyone. So it was fantastic. He was doing 2 per, so I just have this card available for the video, but there will be more Riley Greenes to follow. Really nice signature for him on the first Bowman, so super excited to get this one done. Now, these last 2 cards were ones that I was going to wait and kind of send it to the end of the series, and then I decided, what the heck, this is probably the ones that some folks are wondering about, whether I was able to get these done or not. So let's get into it here. Probably one of my favorite items that I was able to get signed. So I'm excited to share these with you. So as I was saying, position players had to report on the 16th. So everyone was waiting around for McGee to show up. He was one of the only position players that didn't report before the mandatory deadline, but he usually never does because he's Miguel Cabrera, and when you're McGee, you can do whatever you want. So, and rightfully so, future first ballot Hall of Famer. So everyone is kind of waiting around to see what time he would show up on the 16th, but he must have got in later that day. We had all decided to go home and wait until the 17th. So when everyone saw him the morning of the 17th coming out of the cages, everyone was super excited, clapping, welcoming him back.
Hola. Hola.
There was a mad rush of people. So I was able to get myself in right up against the fence, and it was a little bit chaotic. So, McGee's assessing the situation, and at one point someone kind of accidentally hit me, and I went sort of right up against the fence. That's just part of it. McGee actually happened to see that, and I don't know if he was just concerned about me being in this scrum of people, but he said, hers, I'm going to take hers. So he took my item to sign, and what that happened to be was his 2000 Topps traded, a mint 9 that I broke out of the PSA slab. So I did have him sign the rookie card right there. So turned out really, really nice in blue there. McGee was signing 2 per, but I only put the rookie out on the sheet. If he was signing 2 cards for people, the signature was changing a little bit. So it was kind of, do you want 1, good signature, or 2 not as good signatures? And I was really, really happy with this. I was worried about getting the chrome done. Not gonna lie, wasn't sure how that would turn out, so I thought the safer bet would be to go with the paper rookie right there. So I think I did a good job of managing the condition of it. So might send this, I'll definitely send it back into PSA. Not sure whether I'll get that card graded, but I think I might. I think I did a good job of being able to watch the corners there. So we'll see, but for sure, all of these cards that I just showed are going to be sent off to PSA at some point. So super excited about that one. So let's actually just leave that in the background there. Why not? And then next up here, I will say that morning that McGee signed, that I got that 2000 Topps traded done, he signed again in the afternoon. Now, I did not get him again that afternoon, and the reason why, it was crazy. On the 17th, there were so many people there, and wherever McGee went, and if you've ever been to, the Tigers spring training complex or any complex for that matter, there's multiple back practice fields. So whenever McGee went from one field to another, a swarm of people would follow from outside the gates, trying to predict, when he would come off the field and where he would sign. And I honestly think that McGee himself was just getting a kick out of it, watching people follow him. So I gave him his space that day. I didn't join the masses. I was already really happy with what I got done signed in the morning, but it was just kind of interesting and a little bit comical to watch the swarms of people that just followed him. Now, the next day, I was hoping to get another item signed from McGee. So again, you're kind of watching where he's going to come off the field, and he came off of one particular field. You can exit from the outskirts of center field, and there is an usher there, and people are allowed to kind of line up against the fence. Now, this particular usher, and they will rotate, but on this day, it was a very strict usher. Apparently, he was a middle school teacher back in the day. So he was adamant on people lining up, single file, along the fence. Don't even step next to somebody, in front of somebody, single file. So I'm trying to get over to this spot because I can see that that's where McGee's coming off of the field. I get there and the line kind of bunches up and there's no space for me to go. And this usher proceeded to yell at me to get in line, get to the back of the line. He was just not tolerating my innocent presence there as I was trying to just maneuver myself. And then the nicest gentleman, actually, I felt him pull me by the sleeve and just bring me in front of him in line. So I loved that gentleman for that. I actually had the opportunity to thank him personally the next day when it wasn't so chaotic and express my gratitude for him doing that. So I was fortunate that I did get McGee that day, and I thought, I'm just going to go for it, and how it turns out is how it turns out, and I could not be more pleased. This is McGee's 2000 Topps Chrome Traded, signed beautifully in blue there. So very, very happy to get this one done. McGee actually signed it right across. You'll see he goes a little bit vertical. And the other card in the background. I cannot be more happy with this. And it turned out fantastic. I think this will, if I get the autograph graded, will be a Gem Mint 10. Of course, this was a PSA 9 that I had broke out of the slab as well. So I cannot be more happy with this card. One of the favorite items that I got signed in the trip, and thought that I wouldn't wait till, the end of this series. I would show all of you now. So really, really excited about this. This definitely made the trip for sure. So we'll put that in the background here next as well. So that's the beginning here of the autograph recap. Again, lots more to show with you guys. I'll go a little bit faster through some of the other stuff, but I got some great other items to show, some cool stories, some surprises that I didn't expect to come my way. So I hope you guys like this series. I'm certainly going to enjoy rolling it out here for you. So as always, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for caring, and I will see you in the next one.